How's it going, everyone? I know some of you guys already know how big I am on the Legend of Heroes franchise, and when you saw this news drop, you know that your boy was gonna be pretty excited about it. Man, when I look at 2024 was an absolutely insane year for JRPGs, given that we got the release of Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Persona 3 Reload, Metaphor ReFantazio, Legend of Heroes Trails Through Daybreak 1, where I look at 2025, it's a little bit lighter. Let's be honest, it is a little bit lighter as far as marquee JRPG releases go. Credit to Nintendo because Xenoblade Chronicles X was a major release, but outside of that, Daybreak 2, definitely not as good of a game as Daybreak 1. However, that was still a notable enough release, but a lot quieter. However, the rest of the Legend of Heroes output, man, for me, Legend of Heroes is carrying 2025 when it comes to JRPGs. There's gonna be other games that get announced, get revealed, and there's gonna be other quality titles, but man, as a longtime Legend of Heroes fan, I've been talking up this franchise since like 2018 or 2019. It does my heart joy. Not only did we get Daybreak 2 just a month ago, which, by the way, I completed that game 2 days ago. I know it's been out for a little bit. Your boy took his time with it, and let's be honest, Daybreak 2, not as good as Daybreak 1. Kinda a slog to get through at times. I knew what I was getting into with Daybreak 2, but happy to still complete it. And then they turn around and we got Legend of Heroes Trails Beyond the Horizon coming west this fall for PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, Nintendo Switch, and PC. A lot to sink your teeth into and a lot to digest here. I think it's surprising that this game is coming in the fall. I know that some people were alluding to the idea of this game coming in fall. However, we already know that Trails in the Sky First is going to be coming this fall, and I get it. That is published by a different publisher. It's not NIS America. Still, the thought would have to be there, do you really want to drop both games around the same time as one another? I get it that those two titles, Trails in the Sky especially, that game is dropping the Legend of Heroes moniker from the title. It's called Trails in the Sky, the first chapter, I believe, is the official title of the game. That game is really designed to cater to a new audience and getting new people into the game, whereas Trails Beyond the Horizon, you can argue, this is for the longtime fans. Obviously, you should play Daybreak 1 and Daybreak 2 into Trails Beyond the Horizon, and a lot of people would argue you should probably play all of the games before Trails Beyond the Horizon, and maybe that audience will be invested into this game, and the other audience, the newcomers, they can check out Trails in the Sky First Chapter. I would argue that there's gonna be a crossover, like the people that are into Legend of Heroes, we're hardcore fans. You think I'm not gonna play Trails in the Sky First Chapter? You're wilded out if you think I'm just playing Beyond the Horizon. Now, fall does cover a couple of months. I could easily see Trails in the Sky First Chapter, which is rumored for September of this year. I could see it dropping in September, and then Trails Beyond the Horizon comes out in October and November. Regardless, Trails of fans are usually the more hardcore, so we're probably just gonna end up checking out both anyway. Whereas Sky First Chapter, I do believe, as excited as I am for Beyond the Horizon, and without a doubt, that's the game I'm more excited for the franchise and its popularity over here in the West, Trails in the Sky First Chapter to me is without a doubt the bigger game release. Beyond the Horizon, you know who's gonna check it out. It's the longtime Legend of Heroes fans, and it's great for us, but First Chapter offers the opportunity for a new audience to really check the game out. And whenever I talk about this franchise, we get into this dialogue of, oh, what game should you start with? Well, most people would say Trails in the Sky First Chapter. However, I mean, that game's a little dated. It's not available readily on consoles. Other people would say, hey, jump into the beginning of any arc. That's kind of where I'm at, where I'm not gonna gatekeep people getting into the franchise. I would just say something to the effect of, yo, start with Trails Through Daybreak. That's a great game, and it's probably the best first title out of any Legend of Heroes arc. You know, it's the argument we were always left to had. There is gonna be no argument by the end of this year. It is gonna be Trails in the Sky First Chapter. Everybody is just gonna say that. Go play that game. It is going to become what Yakuza 0 is for the Yakuza franchise, where somebody wants to get into Yakuza, everybody points towards Yakuza 0. Somebody wants to get into Legend of Heroes now, everybody's gonna point to Trails in the Sky First Chapter. It is interesting though, because people are gonna beat First Chapter, and then the question remains, are they gonna remake game 2 and 3? Are they gonna remake the crossbow games? Who knows as far as that's concerned, but for the longtime fans like me, man, you're getting Daybreak. You already got Daybreak 2 this year. You're getting the Trails in the Sky remake this year, and you're getting Trails Beyond the Horizon. Who 3-4 years ago thought that Legend of Heroes was gonna be supported this much over here in the West? And I get it, my audience, there's certainly more of a casual audience. Like, you guys watching my videos, a lot of you guys aren't Legend of Heroes fans, and I totally get that. It's an arduous franchise to get into. I know so many of you in the comments section say, stop mentioning the weeb games, you're focused on the weeb games too much. Yeah, I get that. The weeb games are always going to be a little bit of a focus, but Legend of Heroes is just a phenomenal franchise. And are there downer games? Yeah, I wasn't crazy about Daybreak 2. Still played it, still completed, still thought it was a really solid game. However, it did feel like filler, and the argument can be made the game was created as somewhat filler content. It's gonna be consequential to the overall story, but this game is incredibly consequential to the overall story. It is going to be a big title and pivotal for the Legend of Heroes franchise, and with the release of this game, we are going to be officially caught up. As far as the mainline Legend of Heroes game, we are completely caught up, and what's insane is Trails in the Sky First Chapter getting a worldwide simultaneous release. Beyond the Horizon, only a 1-year delay, which for Trails of people, that's a fantastic as far as the turnaround time. I mean, Daybreak 1 came out in 2021, I want to say it was, in Japan. We got that stateside in 2024, 3 years. Now you're talking about Beyond the Horizon, a 1-year turnaround time. I don't know if it's going to be a case, and I would love for it to be the case, that the next title would be a simultaneous worldwide release. You know I would be all over that, especially if you know what's going on in Beyond the Horizon. You know it's going to be narratively an incredibly important game. It would just suck if there was a delay for the next title. Look, as far as Legend of Heroes goes, I think it's a case of beggars can't be choosers, and right now we're getting a lot of content, so I'm not going to say, y'all give me the next game day one. I don't know if that's going to ultimately happen, but after this, we are going to be fully caught up, and I don't think the next mainline Legend of Heroes game will be out in Japan this year. I think it's going to be 2026. They've been doing yearly Legend of Heroes games stateside for a while now. Daybreak 1 in 2024. I want to say Reverie was 2023. And I believe we've been getting yearly output. The Crossbell games were in there as well. Like, it's been pretty consistent, but you know, that might be me asking a little bit too much, and I'm trying to stay away from actually talking about Beyond the Horizon because I'm not trying to get into spoilers. I know some of the key plot points in this game as well. You know, I couldn't stay away, but nevertheless, I want to play it for myself, of course, and I'm incredibly excited to check it out, and I really hope with the release of Sky First Chapter that it does broaden the appeal of this IP. It's always going to be a hard franchise to get into and recommend, man, just because there's so many games. It's one thing with the Yakuza games, and Yakuza is a daunting franchise to get into, but the Trails games are so connected with one another, and you're talking about the first game being remade, but then you gotta look at the second game, third game, the Crossbell titles. There's a lot to get into as far as that's concerned, but with Trails in the Sky First Chapter, I just hope it does broaden the appeal, and I think that idea of now we have that one game everybody can go to and be like, this is the game you start with. I think that's going to be incredibly beneficial. Having English voice acting in that game, I think it's super beneficial as far as that's concerned, but for the long-time fans, I mean, this is going to be a pivotal release, and Van is one of my favorite characters in all of Legend of Heroes. I hate the whole, like, shtick. I get it. Like, for me, I hate the shtick of him being old being a gimmick in this game, but I don't know. That's just a very innocuous thing, and maybe that's just my insecurities as a washed-up old man, that Van gets old man jokes at the age of 24, but I digress. I'm incredibly excited for it coming out this fall, and a big year for Legend of Heroes in general, so great stuff, and wow, just that makes me so excited for 2025 in gaming in totality. Expedition 33 next month, Legend of Heroes content later this year, Ghosts of Yote, man. I'm personally eating good this year. As far as all the content dropping. But that'll do it for me. Let me know all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. As always, sound off there. Fall release, NIS America does have the physical edition on sale for $100. Fairly good as far as that's concerned. Nintendo Switch, PS4, PS5, and you know, you can buy that if you do want. Those, by the way, do appreciate in price pretty fast. So yeah, usually after release once it's sold out. Obviously, stock readily available right now. And by the way, with this $100 edition, you do get the deluxe edition of the game. You get the collector's box, the art book, the digital original soundtrack, the steelbook case, which that steelbook, take all my money right now. That steelbook looks absolutely awesome, and you will get the acrylic clock as well. Man, oh man, that's insta-buy for me. You know that's insta-buy for me, but yeah, $100 on that. And again, that does, generally speaking, those Legend of Heroes Deluxe Editions do appreciate in price point, but it's good to get this one right after Daybreak 2, because as much as I like this franchise, Daybreak 2 was a little bit of a drag. Let's be honest, it was like, I don't want to say a total filler game, but it was a lot of filler. It was a lot of filler. That time warp mechanic just, oh my goodness, was not a fan of that whatsoever, but yeah, this is gonna be something I think we can really sink our teeth into, but you still want to play Daybreak 1, you want to play Daybreak 2, you want to play all the other games, and for the newcomers, again, Sky first chapter later this year. But that'll do it for me. Let me know all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. Sound off there. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.